Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. And what a night it was yesterday. I mean, it was so tense. It was just, I keep on using this word, but it was just a pressure cooker night. There'll be more nights like this. Hopefully, there'll be 8 more nights like this, if not less. But we again have Watford in 2 days. That will be the same thing. Now you can tell Watford is fighting relegation. Now that's the point, right? Watford is fighting relegation, so they'll fight for each little thing. They'll fight for the little scrap. So that is going to be difficult. But we'll discuss it on another day. Tomorrow, I'll come up with the preview for the Watford game and the squad we should be picking. But let us look at some of the points, talking points in this Brighton game. The game was tense. The game was not at all easy. Seeing the Liverpool game against United, I'll not. Judge you if you just fall into the trap that football can be so easy. Look at Liverpool just enjoying themselves a day out in front of their home crowd. Why can't we do this? Because Brighton, look what happened yesterday. Arsenal defeated Chelsea 4-2, and Chelsea played exceptionally well against Real Madrid, right? They almost made that comeback. So Brighton defeated Chelsea Arsenal defeated Chelsea yesterday, and Brighton defeated the very same Arsenal 1-0. Brighton defeated Spurs before that 1-0. So Spurs and Arsenal are fourth and fifth. So you can see the level there actually that Brighton are playing at. It was very difficult yesterday. And we got the 3 goals courtesy of, the 2 goals, the first 2 goals courtesy of some deflections. I won't say, I would say lucky deflections, but we earned that luck. We earned that luck by the way we fought through the match. We earned that luck by the way we soaked up pressure. We earned that luck because the manager did not give up on these group of players. So Kake had to be subbed off, but then he didn't make any other changes. Attacking wise, especially, he believed in these players. He put the same players on after halftime. At halftime, he could very well have just given into the pressure and he could have bought on a Sterling, a Jesus, a Jack Grealish, who's been in excellent form and is volleyed in a goal against Liverpool. He didn't do that. That trust the manager put in these players, the belief is given them to soak in the pressure. The players themselves didn't give in even a little bit. They just kept on probing. And the difficulty with this is the manager telling probe. What happened against Crystal Palace? We were probing. Nothing happened. Nil. What happened against Crystal Palace in September? Nil. Nothing happened. So these kind of things come on the back of your mind. We can probe, we can try, but what if nothing happens? What to do if nothing happens? So those are the things. That is where the difficulty came yesterday, especially after halftime. I was thinking, wow, the old devils, the old doubts will now come back. The old ghosts are really gonna haunt us, because what will the manager say? He said the same thing against Crystal Palace. It was nil, right? So he would have said the same thing against Atletico Madrid, probe, and we failed to control the game. Well, that was a different game altogether. So it was difficult from a lot of perspectives, not just from footballing perspectives. Yesterday in our watch along, we discussed this, and also I keep on saying that the games from now on are not about football, because Liverpool City almost at the same level we have seen in the Premier League matches and stuff like that. Nothing separated Liverpool and us in the 2 matches we have played, although I think we should have won with a good goal scorer in us. So same level. So when two teams are at the same level, the things other than football really decide where the title will end. For me, it will be more about mentality. It will be more about how much you believe in nervous situations, how much you believe yourself in tight situations where in the past you have not been able to come out of it. Crystal Palace, nil. Same thing could have lingered doubts yesterday in the mind. What if there's another nil? We literally would have handed over the trophy in our own stadium to Liverpool. So that was the pressure. The ground became pensive. The crowd was anxious over there. So it was just, the tension was unbearable. You could cut it with a knife very well. That was the mood yesterday in the stadium. And even at 1-0, the mood was tense. Don't get me wrong. 1-1 in the 91st minute, you could do in nothing, right? 1-0 is such a illusionary scoreline in football. Yes, I know we defended 1-0 for what, almost 100 110 minutes over the 2 legs against Atletico Madrid, but 1-0 is such a difficult score line to hold on to. It is unpredictable. Even at 2-0, I was feeling tense actually, because 2-1, and again the pressure is on us, momentum swings, and 2-2. It was only at 3-0 that I was satisfied. It was only at 3-0 that the crowd were jumping. So let us just look at some of the major points from yesterday's game. Yeah, like I highlighted it early on. We literally looked lifeless in front of goal. It was, I mean, first half, literally in the first half itself, we should have scored 2 to 3 goals. Okay, I'll tell you a simple goal. Bernardo Silva pressed very well in the first half, and then the ball goes to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, De Bruyne presses the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper kicks it straight to Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez had so much time that he could go into the tunnel, have a cup of coffee, and then come back, and he could find the corner, right? But still, he was just, the ball was a bit stuck under his feet. I think, I don't know. He just tried to dribble it. I don't know. And then the challenge comes from behind. De Bruyne was free. Foden was free there. He should have just passed it. Seeing that chance missed. Open goal. I was like, is this gonna be one of those days? Because against Crystal Palace, we had an open goal and Bernardo Silva put it out. I know it's a rebound and it's your instincts take over, but Bernardo Silva put it out. Open goal against Southampton. Raheem Sterling, I don't know how he puts it out. I don't know. So, is this gonna be one of those nights again? That was my concern. It was literally not just that one Mahrez moment. We literally had 3 to 4 really clear cut chances in the first half. The game, it should have been game, set, match in the first half itself. Gundogan gets a really good chance with Brighton struggling to play out of the back. He didn't score. De Bruyne flashes a great ball across the box. No one was there to attack it. 3 chances. Liverpool would have made it 3-0, I'm very sure. So I just thought that this is the reason why why Haaland is coming. Again, there comes the point, I don't blame them because they're midfielders, and the first instinct of a midfielder is to set someone up and not to score. And the first instinct of a striker is to score. I think it is that first instinct that we are missing. Our players are in between two minds, actually, the midfielders. Should I pass it to him or should I go for goal? In that confusion, we are losing. We are in that confusion, we are losing that attacking impetus, and the move is breaking down. So I think that is I mean, this season it's just hands off to Pep how he has managed us without a striker last season, and especially this season with games being very tough. Kudos to Pep, and it is eminent that Alvarez is coming and Haaland needs to come here. We need a top class striker. And the second moment of concern is, yes, I was surprised actually that Ruben Diaz walked out of the tunnel. I was like, who is he substituting? Who is he substituting, and why? I would not have been surprised if it was a Grealish coming on or Gabriel Jesus coming on, because what we needed was some attacking impetus. But Ruben Diaz, okay, if Laporte was on the bench and Diaz was playing, you substitute Laporte for Diaz because Laporte is a bit attacking. He can ping those balls over the top. He has got a really good left foot and stuff. But why is Ruben Diaz coming for 3 to 4 minutes? I couldn't actually understand what is happening here. Who is going to replace? And then it dawned that Ake had a little bit of a niggle, a little bit of. First, I thought that it was maybe an attacking change in itself because we were getting a few corners. I mean, Ake is really good with his head, so that was a nonsensical reason. But then, Ake down the left hand side was he was a bit more predictable. Ake is not necessarily known for his attacking prowess. He's a very good attacker, but not exactly known for his attacking prowess down the flank in terms of City standards. Especially, Ake was again imperious defensively. And attacking wise, also was playing those passes forward, but I thought it required a bit more inventiveness from Ake, especially to open up the Brighton defense. So what I thought was maybe that was the reason for the change. So I thought you maybe put Cancelo at left back and Stones at right back, and things like that, so that we can get a bit more of an attacking impetus. But Stones clearly played at left back as a left-sided centre back mostly when we were in possession. So I mean, that worked out well. Stones gave us a little bit more attacking impetus because he could wriggle out of the pressure and stuff. And then what happened was, then John Stones suddenly puts the ball out of the ball out of play and he walks off. I mean, that is rarely seen. It is seen, but it is rarely seen that a player, he just puts the ball out of play himself and then he walks off. Our first thing is what I want to acknowledge is to Brighton that on the resumption of play, they just gave the ball back to Edison. Brighton displayed exemplary team spirit yesterday. So, I mean, that's a concern. John Stones going off. I was like, could we be more threadbare than this? No John Stones, no Kyle Walker, no Ake. Wow. What if Ruben Diaz hadn't recovered from injury? Who could have literally played at centre back yesterday? It would have been someone from the academy. Wow, that is a scary situation. It's good that we've got Ruben Diaz back in this situation. So I mean, but how much of a concern is it? Not much updates from Pep Guardiola regarding this that about Stones and Ake, but I don't know. I thought that Ake's injury. I mean, reading on social media and stuff, people were like, Ake's injury is a bit more difficult. It could be a bit more serious than the than the Stones injury. So I really hope that both are just niggles and nothing more than that, because I firmly believe we need Ake in that Real Madrid game. No Kyle Walker, so you need Ake down one flank, especially that left hand flank. I think it's Vinicius Junior who plays down the right hand side for Real Madrid. I might be wrong, but yeah, we need Ake. Because he's been very solid and on big Champions League nights you need solid defenders. So that is something which I'd be a bit concerned about. And then introduction of Diaz, it really sparked us into life. I mean, I know that it was a change that was forced for Pep. It's a change which Pep maybe would not have considered. What Pep would have ideally considered is us scoring a few goals and then him giving Ake it maybe a 2-0 or something, him giving Ake or John Stones rest and then bringing Ruben Diaz on. That's what Pep would have planned, but plans never go to fruition in football and also in life. Your best laid plans can be reduced to nothing more than peanuts. That's true about football. That's true about life. That's true about any walk of life. So it was a change that was forced, but a change that really, I don't know, when Ruben Diaz came on, I think it's his energy, the way he just propelled us forward, the way he just seemed to shout and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, Stones and Laporte have been excellent defensively, but they're not as vocal as a Ruben Diaz. I know being a good leader doesn't just mean you're vocal, but then Ruben Diaz, it's just that sense of spark. When some people come on, they just bring that sense of spark, bring that sense of attitude with them, attitude in a good way. They just tend to galvanize teams, they just tend to galvanize title races. Vincent Company was another example. 2018-19 title race, City Liverpool at the Etihad Stadium, January the 2nd. He just goes in two-footed tackle against Mo Salah and gets the ball on a Salah counter attack. That just seemed to galvanize City there. John Stones clears the ball of the line. That just seem to galvanize City. And I think it's the same thing literally that Ruben Diaz seemed to do. Even in set pieces, what I thought was he was being more vocal of the arrangement. Especially, I mean, remembering Liverpool's FA Cup, match against FA Cup, Ibrahim Konate scored the first goal, and before the kick was taken, seconds before the kick was taken, you could see John Stones just pointing to Ake or someone that just cover Konate, cover Konate. I think if Ruben Diaz was there, that goal would have never gotten. Ruben Diaz from the outside would have just arranged the defense very well. Don't get me wrong, John Stones has been an absolute leader in Diaz's absence. Stones and Laporte have been monumental, excellent. If you're not excellent, you don't get away playing two legs with Atletico Madrid 1-0, defending barrage of attack after attack after attack after attack through for 45 minutes. So you don't get to Champions League nights, but there's something in Ruben Diaz that really tends to galvanize the team. So I'm really happy that Ruben Diaz is back now. If Liverpool have Luis Diaz, then we have Ruben Diaz. Bit of a synonym over there. So I thought the match was full of nerves. The match was full of anxiousness. The match was full. It ended with delight. Thank God. So it could have been the best ending we could have asked for, but these weeks, these next 1 to even 3 weeks will just be relentless, will be full of pressure. Liverpool play first, sometimes we are under pressure. We play first, sometimes still we are under pressure, knowing that Liverpool will mostly win all of their games. Liverpool will win all of those games. So each game will be full of pressure, and I must just salute our team yesterday for the character and the belief they have shown more than anything else. At this point, like I was saying, the footballing brilliance and everything, it goes out of the window. Now the title will be decided upon the mentality, the one who can, keep his head in high pressure situations. Even if it's the 90th minute, can you believe that we can score a goal? I just really hope the games don't go that far for us, because that would be a heart in the mouth moment. But this is City, you do not know. We always do things in the extreme style. We don't believe in normalcy, right? And that is very good as well. And that's how you should live your life as well. Just don't settle for normalcy. And that's so much more true about City than anything else. So we live on the jagged edges, right? Because we are City. That's how we won our first title 2011-12 after a long time, and then that's how we won the 2018-19 title. Concede first to Brighton, and then score 4 more goals. So it's a really good result, an extremely good result, and we move on for the game against Watford yesterday. And just a little thing before I go, my man of the match yesterday was, who was the man of the match? I mean, no one had a bad game. Maybe Mahrez, you could say, had a little bit of a bad game because he was the one who got most chances and he looked lifeless in front of goal. But Bernardo Silva for me is yesterday's man of the match. He just pressed like there was no tomorrow. Continuous pressing, and Bernardo Silva looked rusty in the first half, and in the second half, I don't know what Pep told him in the dressing room. He looked as if he's one of the best informed players in the world. That's how he looked in the second half. He was fully bubbly. People get tired after the first half doing so much pressing, but Bernardo Silva looked bubbly, looked cheerful. He enjoyed it. He was excellent pressing from the front. That goal from outside of his foot, that is the Bernardo we want to see. Not giving away possession. Bernardo Silva yesterday had an all-round performance, and it was a 9 out of the 10 performance for me from Bernardo Silva. Anyway, see you all and take care. And if you're liking the content, please click on the subscribe button below, and also click on the bell icon so that you get notifications whenever I put on new videos. So see you all and take care.